File extension was txt. Then this meant that this person, the gift he sent me, was a copy of his novel. You have obtained an exclusive attribute. The exclusive skill slot has been activated. I heard a message in my ear after running the file. It wasn't surprising. The world had changed into ways of survival. All survivors of ways of survival had exclusive attributes and skills. I quietly said, attribute window in my mind. After all, I needed to be the attribute that I received. You can't activate the attribute window. What? I once again tried to call out the attribute window, but the result was the same. It was absurd. To think that there was something like this. If I couldn't use the attributes window, then I couldn't know what attributes or skills I had. Knowing oneself, that's the true. Knowing
Were
oneself,
you about to quote
that's the
something?
true.
Were you about to quote something?
Line? Knowing oneself, that's the true order. Knowing oneself and one's enemy allowed one to be invincible. However, this was a situation where I didn't even know myself, let alone the enemy. After staring into space for a while, I gave up and decided to read the text the author had given me. Your reading speed has increased due to the effect of your exclusive attribute. I didn't know what the attribute was, but it took me less than a minute to read the first act of Ways of Survival thanks to the attribute effect. But I
Ooh.
found it. The place where my finger had stopped was at the beginning part of the work where the main character was doing some action in the train set. He saw people gathered at the back door of the 3707 carriage. The wheel of the lighter he held tightly in his hand was cold. This life, he absolutely couldn't make a mistake. He would use any means for his purpose. The expression of fear on people's faces. He didn't feel any guilt. Everything was fleeting. He looked at the people with merciless eyes. After a while, his fingertips moved, and fire rose. Then it all started. Chill went down my spine, and I had to read the passage again and again. The reason for my discomfort was soon revealed. 3707. I reflexively checked the number of the carriage I was riding. 3807. The carriage I was in right now was behind the carriage that the protagonist was riding. My hands shook slightly. What? Wait a minute. How many people originally survived this carriage? He looked through the blurred window at the 3807 carriage. It was already too late. It was inevitable. Anyway, only two people survived in that
Oh
carriage.
no.
Only two survived. It meant that everyone had died except for two people, and I already knew who those two people were. I raised my head and looked blankly at Yu Sanga. Maybe this woman would die. Me as well. Don't you see? Shouldn't we stop this? Something was starting in the place where Yu Sanga pointed. There was the sound of groaning. A young man was crouching down in front of the elderly woman. Poop! I'm in a bad mood. And this old lady keeps whining and groaning. Won't you shut up? The young man was a male student who had been. My favorite character was a male student who had been leaning against the entrance. He was thin and had dyed white hair. His name was written on the badge attached to his uniform, Kim Nam Woon. It was a name that I knew.
Oh, he's important, by the way, Raf. You remember him. He's like
Kim
so
Nam
important. He does
Woon
so much in the
survived
story.
that carriage. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. These are the only two I need, anyways. Hey! Didn't I tell you to shut up? Agitated, Kim Jong-un ran to grandmother's column. The grandmother's
Oh, another caller, Grab.
from Kim Jong-un's palm in the air. Slap! In normal times, somebody would run to stop this, but now, nobody was moving. It wasn't long before the claps changed to punches. Save me! Save me! I could hear the sound of a hard fist hitting flesh. Some of the men around Kim Nam-woon hesitated, but none of them wanted to go forward. Surprisingly, the first person to act was Han Byung-oh. Young man, really be treating an elder like this? However, all he got in reply was a voice mixed with scorn. Mister, do you want to die?
Oh
What?
shit. Oh my god.
You still don't understand the situation, huh? What bullshit is this Brett? What bullpoop is this Brett saying?
Yo, that was not a clutch.
He pointed he pointed to the ceiling of the subway carriage with his finger. Wait, who said this? He pointed. Oh, here, there. Can't you see that? On the ceiling, a holographic screen was playing. Spare me! Ah! Die! Die! It wasn't just the train carriages or Daepong High School. This was a live video of people dying all over the country. Kim Namun continued speaking. You still don't understand? The army isn't coming to rescue us, and somebody must die. Got it? What are you saying? We have to choose a person to die. Han Yun wasn't able to answer. The hairs of his exposed wrist were standing up. Of course. I know what you're thinking. You have to kill your fellow countrymen to live. It is something only sons of Aerons will do. But you know, it is a situation beyond our control. Beyond our control, you hear me? We will die if we don't kill. Who will blame us? Are you going to die in the end because of your morals? That. Think carefully. The world you have known so far has just ended. Han Myung-un's shoulders trembled. It wasn't only Han Myung-un. Cracks were showing in the eyes of the other people present. It was a scene where their vague sense of morality was collapsing. Kim Nam-woon put a wedge in that crack. A new world,
Yo, what?
new walls. Kim Nam-woon was the young man who adapted to the world of ways of survival the fastest. He turned around and resumed punching the grandmother. Bro, this time nobody stopped him. Not Han Myung-un, the other men, or even Lee Hyun-sung. The soldier's fists were trembling as he stared into the air with a lost expression. Maybe he had also made a decision. Sigh. It's hard to kill. Are you going to just watch? Do you want to fall behind? People trembled at Kim Nam-woon's words. Their facial expressions were as easy to read as the sentences in a cheap novel. If there's no killing in 5 minutes, everyone in this carriage will die. The emotions in the eyes of people were changing. If the grandmother doesn't die, we will die in 5 minutes. They now held the most primitive emotion that a living creature could have. Yes, this bastard is right. If we don't do this, everyone will die. First man rushed toward Kim Nam-woon, kicked at the old lady who had collapsed, and he built Skypiercer. That's
Yo.
Kim Nam-woon's skill, bro. Have you forgotten? Someone must die so we can live. Oh, wait, I don't know. The second and third, the people standing at an aloof distance away from the grandmother, the cowardly men who had been lingering, the university student, why is he filming? Their phone. The mother of
Gotta
the
hit the
child.
vlogs, bro.
They all
Vlogs.
lynched the grandmother, aiming for her death. They all ulted her, bro.
Yeah, Reaper ult.
They were like guards cooperating for the death penalty. Like guards pulling the. Yo. Why isn't the grandma dead after everyone's
That's what I'm saying. This is like
Bro, this
over.
is a tough grandma. I'm not gonna lie.
She went defense build. Like guards pulling the lever at the same time so they couldn't tell who killed the prisoner. These people passively kicked and punched the grandmother. And I was watching all of this. I was standing by, like someone watching something happening in another world. The grandmother, whose name I didn't know, was live. In the original scenario, the grandmother died. It wasn't a sin to observe that death. But at that moment, you sang us. You sang us. You'd be killed. I grabbed my Mexican. I told you not to move. The arm I was holding was shaking. Yusanga made tight fists in an attempt to hide her trembling. I know! Yusanga, see. You will die if you go now. Yusanga's eyes were shaking with fear. Even so, I realized. Despite the genre of the story changing, some people still shone brightly. Yusanga, see. Sit down. However, the person who could change the story wasn't Yusanga. Yusanga wasn't the protagonist of this world. Huh? What? Do as I say. Just this once. I won't interfere after that. After forcibly putting Yusanga back in her seat, I took a deep breath and turned around. I straightened my back and slowly loosening my ankles and wrists. In fact, it was a little early to come forward. This wasn't my plan originally. Dr. C? I didn't answer her call as I looked at the people, the ones who were intent on assaulting the grandmother. I wasn't staying still because I was afraid of Kim Namun and the people, nor did I consent to their inhumanity. I was just waiting. It was for this moment that I have to move. Thus, right now. Ah! What? An explosion filled my ears and the train shook. People cried out as smoke rose from the front right corner of this carriage. It has started. So I moved. I kicked off from the ground as hard as I could with my right foot, passing by the people screaming and sitting down toward the grandmother. What? Yuck! Kim Na-moon collided and fell to the ground with a scream. First glance, it seemed like I was saving the grandmother, but that wasn't what I was aiming for. Where was it? I looked around quickly. Somebody had fallen toward the grandmother due to the explosion. There was a kid crying
Oh,
in the
it's
middle of
him! It's him!
the kid was holding the insect. What did I say, bro? This guy's met a late game. This guy's like Leslie, the kid who was holding the insect collecting net before. Excuse me for a moment. I took the net from the child. Once I put my hand into the net, the chitin of a grasshopper reached my fingertips. I took one out and placed it in the kid's hands. Then I turned toward the people. Everybody, stop! You can't live if you kill the grandmother. My voice was surprisingly clear due to the temporary silence after the explosion. One by one, people started looking at me. Hey, let's say you kill the grandmother. Huh? What next? Their surprised faces looked good. Then let me tell them a bit more. The grandmother's death will be recognized for what the Dokebi calls the first murder, and some time will be bought. Then what next? If the Dokebi says it's true, if what the Dokebi says is true, you have to kill one thing. So who will you kill after the grandmother? Will you kill the person next to you? People who thought about something retreated from each other. Horror filled their eyes. In fact, everyone knew. The grandmother was just the beginning. Kim Nam-woon noticed the shaky atmosphere. What are you all worried about? Then kill him next! Cowards! Don't worry about your turn in advance. The odds are equal! I figured that Kim Nam-woon would say something like, with a slight wave of my hand, I cut him off. Hey, there's no need to gamble like that. There's a way for you to survive, even if you don't become a killer. What? What is it? People became greatly agitated, and Kim Nam-woon's expression distorted. Have you forgotten? The scenario clear condition was to kill a person. Most of them were still puzzled, but a few people noticed something. Kill one or more living things. That's right. In the beginning, the word person had never been specified in the contents of the scenario. Kill one or more living things. In other words, any life was possible. Quick-witted person shouted at the collection net in my insect! Insects! The locusts and the grasshoppers were jumping around in the collection, looking at the eyes of the people shone. I nodded. That's right. The insects! And I put my hand into the net and took out a grasshopper. It was a chubby one that I had seen earlier. Get that to me! Quickly! Oh, one only! I just need one! I stepped back slowly as I looked at the approaching. Right now, I was facing the explosive madness that tried to kill the grandmother. Yet a smile emerged on my face. Why? Even in this breathtaking scenario. Attention. Why was my heart beating with Yo, he's like Ayana Koji. Would you like it? I waved the net like a trainer. Several impatient people leaped toward me. Then keep it! I smashed the grasshopper in my hand. You have achieved first skill achievement. 100 coins have been earned as additional compensation. At the same time, I threw the net in my other hand as hard as possible toward the opposite side of the area where the grandmother and the crowd were. This is crazy! The insects were released as hard as I could for
Yo, respect.
The respect, bro. That chapter is so long, bro.